Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Styles make fights is what I'm calling this. Styles make fights is what I'm calling this, okay? It could go a lot of different ways, chat. This video ain't necessarily about my prediction, though. I want to do an actual fight breakdowns on the different ways that this fight can go, the edges that each one of them have, and what the current betting odds are on this fight. Styles definitely make fights. Before we get into it, though, let's check out a couple of things on TikTok regards to this fight. All right. We're gonna look at a couple of things. Here's a little like commemorative video. We're going to show the two some love, and then we're going to talk about it, chat. Make sure y'all hit them 333s. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all subscribe if it's your first time here watching Classic Code Sports. We got Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson coming up at the end of the month, ladies and gentlemen. Shit getting real. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fight on our hands. Tell me y'all picks in the chat. What's y'all picks? Bill Haney might pull up to the fight. I don't think there's a might about it. I believe Bill and Devin will be at the fight, sitting very, 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 very close to the ring, paying a whole hell of a lot of attention. But we'll get to Dev in a moment. Devin Haney is the final topic of the day. We'll talk about what's next for him. But right now, on Shakur versus Teo, Styles make fights. Who are y'all early picks for this fight? I'm not going to give my pick today. I'll be covering this leading all the way up to the event. I'm not going to give my pick today. Today, we're going to talk about this bout stylistically. We're going to talk about how these guys measure up, and we're going to talk about their resumes. Yeah, we're going to talk about a few different things, man. So, Shakur Stevenson, let's start with Shakur. He is 24-0 with 11 wins by knockout. Shakur Stevenson is a pure boxer, a counterpuncher, and a guy who is defensively sound. I would even call him defense first, to be honest with you. I would just go that route and call him defense first. He doesn't have enough knockouts for me to call him a boxer puncher, but nobody really ever tries to just flat out walk through him. So because of that, that's normally symptomatic of somebody having respectable power. Shakur is fighting Teofimo Lopez. He's active. His last fight was in July of last year. Before that, he fought in February of last year. Before that, he fought in July of the year before. So Shakur is active. Shakur Stevenson is currently 28 years old. He fights out of the southpaw stance. He has a 68-inch reach, and he is 5'8". Shakur's biggest strength is a master of distance, right? He's really, really good at mastering distance and neutralizing people's output with his crafty defense and his ability to counterpunch. It may sound like I'm reading, but I'm not. I'm just talking about Shakur. Now, Teofimo Lopez, on the other hand, his opponent, Teofimo Lopez, is 22-1 with 13 wins by way of knockout. Now, early in Teo's career, when he was at the lighter weight classes, he was punching people the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie to you. He got some spectacular one-punch knockouts where he just slept shit. I don't think that his power's gone anywhere. I think his style has changed a couple different ways. And honestly, I think Shakur caught Teofimo at the worst time he could, because Teo is kind of finding himself a little bit differently now as a fighter. And I think he's the most dangerous that he's been in his career so far. Maybe Shakur licks his chops and says, cool, that means I'll get all my credit when I beat him. But we have to see. Teofimo Lopez is 22-1. His single loss being to George Kambosos. We all know about that legendary bad night, quote unquote, where Kambosos got the best of Teofimo and defeated him by a split decision victory in Madison Square Garden, ironically, right? Because he'll be fighting in Madison Square Garden against Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, let's see. He's 28 years old. Him and Shakur are the exact same age. He's 68 and a half inch reach. So it's just a slight reach advantage. And he is 5'9". So they say he has a slight height advantage. Although when I see the gentleman stand up face to face, they look about the same. So no real physical advantage as far as height and reach from God for either man. They're about the same size, essentially, right? T.O.'s very athletic. I think his edge and his skill set in this fight is going to be that athleticism. He's a very quick and twitchy fighter. He can dart in, dart out, get off the line on weird angles, and throw shots coming off of weird angles. So he's a very creative fighter. He fights in weird rhythms, and he has many different styles. Teofimo Lopez is adaptive, right? We've seen him, bang with fighters. We've seen him get into a full-on war with George Kambosos. We've seen him just flat out outpoint guys, box, step around, move, and look brilliant in the ring. You know what I mean? But one thing I can say about Teofimo Lopez is that all the biggest fights of his career, he has fought the best. You know what I mean? He's had his best nights at his biggest fights. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the real. Shakur, on the other hand, his resume is not as impressive as T.O. T.O. has fought Lomachenko. T.O. has fought Josh Taylor. T.O. got a resume, chat. T.O. fought Jermaine Ortiz. Barboza, he just fought him for a belt, the WBO super lightweight belt. Josh, like I said, Sandor Martin, a very avoided guy, underrated guy, Sandor Martin. He beat Sandor by split decision, controversial as well. Some people thought that should have been a draw. Some people thought Sandor edged it. Hell of a fight. A lot of people don't want to fight Sandor Martin. Very, 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 very skilled, technical, fundamentally sound craftsman of a boxer is Sandor Martin. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. T.O. has seen a disciplined craftsman boxer before and had to try to go in and figure that out. I don't believe that Shakur has seen anyone outside of De Los Santos that brings the explosive athleticism, threat of real power, and the ability to move around and dance around Shakur's fencing style, if you will. I'll be honest with you. I think that Teofimo has a very legitimate chance of winning this fight. I need the Burr. What up? What up? T.O. has a better resume overall. Got to give him credit on that. Absolutely. Definitely. I don't think that's debatable. Thoughts on that Jermaine Ortiz-Keyshawn fight? I literally just got done doing my breakdown on that one. Definitely got to rewind and watch that for me after the live is over. Please rewind and watch it. But I'll just say I got Keyshawn winning the fight, and I don't necessarily believe it'll be close. I think Keyshawn separates himself down the stretch. I think it'll be 8-4 or worse. Although I believe that Jermaine gets all the respect for being as good as he is. Jermaine gets all the respect for being as good as he is. I just think that Keyshawn is a lot better. I think we're forgetting how good Keyshawn is. I haven't forgotten, but I think because of the way he's shown himself and some of his behavior and stuff like that, we forget what type of boxer he is when he's focused. And I believe Keyshawn is focused, and I believe that's going to be Jermaine's problem. For real, for real. But I do think it's a great fight, and I'm happy that he's got an opponent that he's going to get some good credit for. He said, what about that Martalia fight with Andy Cruz? We'll talk about it at the Q&A at the end. I got you. Shout out to you. Welcome to the chat. Make sure you subscribe to Classic Code Sports. I like this. I like people that want to talk boxing. I'm going to come back to this. I'll put a star on it. But, yeah, with Shakur and T.O., styles make fights. And I think the way that both of these guys decide to fight is going to decide the fight. Decide to fight is going to decide the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because Shakur fought Jamel Herring in a walk him down style, but he was comfortable. I think that he knows Jamel personally. He's probably sparred Jamel hella times. Jamel started boxing late. You know what I'm saying? An Olympian like Shakur, a guy who, you know what I'm saying, has world-class skill and has seen many different styles. He's very comfortable fighting Jamel Herring. That's why he popped that shit the way he did at the press conferences leading up to the Jamel Herring fight. If y'all go back on YouTube and watch, Shakur was talking shit in ways that he ain't never talked shit to nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming to fight. I'm on that. Woo, woo, woo. He just had he was very overconfident. He was comfortable. You could tell he knew he could deal with Jamel Herring the way he dealt with Jamel Herring. And so he did so. But he ain't fought nobody else like that. He didn't walk down Oscar Valdez. He kept him at bay. Again, that fencing style, kept him at bay, used his legs. I wouldn't say he ran from Oscar. He just moved. He used movement a lot. I wouldn't say he ran, but he used a lot more movement. He wasn't just stepping forward and just trying to punch on Oscar like he did Jamel Herring. And he admitted that Oscar Valdez hurt him with a good body shot. Oscar Valdez, though he is a very strong, durable, hard punching fighter, he's no Teofimo Lopez with his feet, with his athleticism, or with his creative approach, right? And so because of that, if Oscar Valdez can land some clean shit on Shakur, if Zepeda can land some clean shit on Shakur, I think that Teofimo can have plenty of success against Shakur. I don't know if it's going to be enough success to win the fight, but I do know that we've got a hell of a – this is a real 50-50 fight. It's a real 50-50 fight. A lot of times people be saying 50-50 and the shit don't be 50-50. Y'all thought Brian Norman and Devin was 50-50. That shit was never 50-50. That shit was 95-5. But the fight had to happen for y'all to know that. I didn't have to see that fight to know that shit was 95-5. That nigga had a chance of trying to land some hot shit or he was just going to lose. That's just what it was. But this is a real 50-50 fight. Both fighters have a true path to victory. I think that here's the crazy part. I think that Shakur trying to play the patience game to let Teo come to him so he could fight to his strengths, which is to control distance and counterpunch cleanly and neutralize his opponent's output. If he tries to play the patience game and go the Edwin De Los Santos route, I don't think it's going to work for him. I think that Teo is fast enough, quick enough, and athletic enough and comes in good enough shape to dart in, dart out, pick, pop, poke, maybe not land everything, but be the more active offensive fighter. Be gone when Shakur wants to play offense. Be completely gone. Not catch the shit, not roll the shit. Be gone when Shakur wants to go on offense. And I think he can steal a lot of rounds. I think Teofimo Lopez can steal a lot of rounds from Shakur Stevenson. And so because of that, we have a hell of a fight on our hands. We know that Shakur ain't knocking shit out respectfully. I said I believe his power is respectable because nobody walks through him, but he's not punching Teo out. We just know he's not. Anybody betting on that on the parlay, they just trying to get lucky. Y'all hoping that the fix is in. I get it. You know, throw $5 on 00 type shit. I get it. But come on, gang. We know Shakur not punching shit out. He going in there to try to win on the cards. And what I'm telling you is Teo may go in there and try to win on the cards and have a chance to do so. A lot of people are saying Teo needs to go in there and try to hurt Shakur. I don't think so. I think his athleticism, y'all got to understand something. Shakur loses to Edwin De Los Santos if De Los Santos doesn't care about landing punches. If he decide, you know what, Shakur don't want to fight me tonight. By the third or fourth round, if De Los Santos decided this dude don't want to fight, I'm finna walk towards him and just keep fucking throwing. Landing or not, I'm just finna throw on some Marcos Maidana Floyd shit. De Los Santos beat Shakur that night. He in there with a broken hand. He can't really defend himself. And De Los Santos got real power. If he decided to just let his fucking hands go, throw caution to the wind, he probably doesn't get hit with anything that's going to knock him out or concuss him. And the offense, what I'm saying is if De Los Santos decided to open up on Shakur that night that they fought, De Los Santos, it would have been the equivalent of Shakur having a regular pistol on him and De Los Santos having a switch on the AR. That's what would have been the equivalent. Like all these hoes may not land, and yeah, I'm shooting wild as hell, but I'm shooting so much and so fast that some of this shit gonna get through, and I'm gonna do enough to win this gunfight. You know what I'm saying? All alleged for content creation purposes and metaphorically speaking, of course. But you get what I'm saying? So, but De Los Santos chose to be patient with Shakur. And so he was subdued into a posturing match. We just neither one of us throwing. We fainting. Changing foot position. Fainting, looking, posturing, fainting. And they never fought. 36 minutes went by, 12 rounds went by, and they never fought. Teofimo's not going to let that happen. You understand? Classic. Teofimo is not finna get in a foot feint hesitation match with Shakur. He will dart in, throw some hot shit, step off to the side, flick a jab, and then do a little dance and be fucking gone on some I'm trying to look good type shit. And maybe he misses both of those punches. But notice I didn't say Shakur threw anything back. Who's up in the round at that point? Bing, bing, the round starts. Shakur come out. He got his, he posturing. He got his shit together. He in his southpaw stance. T.O. come out. He doing his little shit. He looking. He moving his head. He looking. He flick a jab at Shakur, step off the line. Shakur maybe catch the jab. You know what I'm saying? He step off the line. He throw something else. Shakur catch that shit too. He throw something else and step off. Shakur might, you know what I'm saying, slide back. And then he flinch at Shakur. Shakur react to it. But Shakur haven't thrown shit. Who's up in the round? Who's up in the round? I'm going to say the nigga fighting. You're not finna tell me, based on the criteria of judging boxing, Shakur is showing good defense, right? But who's showing ring generalship? I just described this man flicking 3 or 4 punches, stepping off the line, not being available for any return fire. Did he land the shots? No, but he's being aggressive. Who's got controlled aggression? Yeah, so this is a hell of a conversation and an interesting conversation to have in regards to how this fight will be scored. That's really the conversation. How will this fight be scored? Who's going to be getting credit for what? Because I don't think unless somebody gets real desperate for victory, that this shit gonna be some in the pocket. Fuck it, I gotta go get it. Catch, rumble, catch, rumble, rumble, catch, rumble, rumble. I don't know that they gonna get in there like that. I'm not seeing it because listen. Soon as T.O. hits Shakur with something respectable, Shakur gonna make it the purest boxing match humanly possible. I don't like the way Shakur fights people with power. I just don't. Zepeda ain't had no real zip on that shit, and y'all all know it. He keep bringing up Zepeda like that's a big win. In the words of Charlemagne, after Nicki Minaj's ex-boyfriend got done freestyling, that wasn't it, y'all. That wasn't Classic. It. Zepeda wasn't. We not giving you no top 5 pound for pound shit. Zepeda didn't even move Shakur in the top 10 for me. I'm gonna be real with you. If I'm putting Shakur in the top 10, it's on some eye test shit. Like I just believe in you on some shit. Your resume, that shit don't got you in the top 10 with me. Not at this point. But you beat T.O. for sure. But Zepeda wasn't it. That boy Nakatia, when he fought Nakatia was knocking motherfuckers out. And Shakur fought him like he knew he was knocking motherfuckers out. He stayed the fuck away. He didn't want no real action with that. You feel me? Now, you could say, oh, Oscar Valdez was known for power, but you got to understand, Shakur was the bigger man in that fight. I ain't trying to hear all this I'm little shit that he keeps saying. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that. I'm looking at the fight. I'm looking at how wide your fucking shoulders and back is compared to Valdez. He's clearly a regular, just on some everyday walking around shit. He's a smaller human being than you. And you got great defensive skills. You had reach advantage on him, height advantage on him, and footwork advantage on him. So, I mean, yeah, he hit you with some hot shit, once or twice in the fight. You ate that like a true champion should, and on to the next. So I don't really want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You're a master of distance with a reach advantage like that over a guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could stay a little close, because when you close enough to hit him, he not close enough to hit you, and you probably have some belief in that. But Nakatia, on the other hand, Jeremiah Nakatia, much longer, rangy fighter, right? Let's really look at it. Let's really look into this shit. I came to talk boxing with y'all for real. Let's really look into this shit. I don't like the way Shakur fight people with power. Shakur has he is 5'8" with a 68-inch reach, right? Let's go down to Jeremiah Nakatia. Jeremiah Nakatia, on the other hand, he is, why don't show his reach? Hold on, I'm finna find his reach, chat. We not finna do that because I'm trying to make a point here. And BoxRec want to play games. Hold on. Yeah, he's 5'10". Let's see. He's 5'10". And it doesn't list his reach. but he's taller than Shakur. It's not even on Google. Damn, that's crazy. How they got the man reach hidden? But yeah, Jeremiah's 5'10". He's a bit taller than Shakur. I would imagine that his arms are a little bit longer and he had the reach advantage over Shakur. And I don't like the way Shakur fought him. Did he win the fight? Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But we're talking about the fight that he has in front of him and how this information translates. When there's a threat of real concussive power in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, I don't necessarily care for the way that he goes about trying to find victory. And what I'm telling y'all is that like Edwin De Los Santos, who decided not to let his hands go, Teofimo Lopez is an explosive athlete with both his hands and his feet. And he can fly in, throwing shit and get the fuck out the way when Shakur try to throw his little shit back. And Shakur will have his own success because he's an elite fighter. He's going to have his own success. But is there a path to an L for Shakur for the first time in his career, legitimately? Hell yeah. This is the first time in his career, aside from the De Los Santos fight. But again, De Los Santos, for whatever reason, decided not to participate in the fight. And Shakur, gratefully with his broken hand, accepted his invitation to just walk around the ring and dance and look at each other. You feel me? But aside from that, brother, I don't like the way Shakur fight motherfuckers with real power. He ain't fought too many of them. In the couple that he fought, he ain't fight them. He didn't fight him. He didn't fight Nakatia. He didn't fight De Los Santos. Teofimo fuck around and make him fight. So we're going to have to find out what type of heart that man got. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, bro. These fighters been fighting for a long time, and these fighters ain't stupid. Shakur know he got a real test on his hands. He's well aware he got a real test on his hands. I'm interested to see what his game plan is. I'm interested to see what style he's going to have to adjust to, because Teofimo is going to make him make adjustments. Teofimo's a very creative fighter. He'll get in there and try to figure some shit out. And we seen Teofimo get into wars. So we know he durable enough to where if he really want to win, he'll take that shit to the trenches. Can Shakur do that? Because it's not this. I'm going to say it again. This is not Zepeda, gang. I don't want to hear, man, he stood against the ropes and let Zepeda tee off, man. T.O. is not Zepeda, gang. He will punch your ass out. We not going to act like we forgot, bro. You know what I'm saying? T.O. used to knock motherfuckers out and do a backflip. Then Tank Davis started doing it. Don't ever get it confused.
Classic.
Who took what from who? Devo said, you think T.O. could lead and still counter effectively? Yeah, I think he could be first and last in the exchanges. Is that what you asking? Yeah, I think he could be first and last in the exchanges. Tez, what up? Devo said, I wonder what both fighters gonna do after this fight. We're gonna talk about it because it's somebody both of them niggas is documented running from. Devo said, these are great questions. Who gonna be the bigger fighter? T.O. Bruh, them stats be lying. They said Haney and Prograis was the same height. Yeah, I think it looked like Shakur a little bit taller than T.O., but Shakur got like a little small fro too. So they just look like they're about the same size. For real. But again, I told y'all this one is not for me to actually this one is not for me to make my prediction. I know I talked a lot about T.O. having a path to victory, but that's only because this fight is the first fight where there's actually a chance that Shakur could lose to his opponent. There's no other fights on his resume aside from De Los Santos. But again, we didn't see a fight that night. But had we seen one, I think, we woulda, coulda, shoulda type shit. You feel me? But aside from that, ain't nobody else that Shakur then got in the ring with who really had a legitimate chance like this. So that's why I spoke so much on T.O. actually having a path to victory. Shakur's path to victory with T.O. is to, again, subdue him, right? Neutralize his punch output, be sharp as hell in regards to countering, and I would say be willing to lead at times to make sure that in the eyes of the judges, you're clearly winning rounds because T.O. has a lot of craft. This fight could easily turn into a snooze fest as well, and I want y'all to be aware of that. This shit could, if T.O. decide not to throw punches, which I don't think that's going to be the case, because T.O. in his career, I'm trusting the history. In his career, he has fought his best on his biggest nights. So if Teofimo Lopez come out sharp and on his A game, I think we we see a situation on our hands. You know, niggas might want to put a couple dollars on the draw. Might want to put a couple dollars on the draw. But if Shakur decide to be first sometimes, we got to see what that look like. Because that's not his natural thing. He can do it. Can he do it? Yeah, but that's not his want to. He don't want to do that. So you get somebody doing something they don't want to do, you know, again, this ain't Jamel Herring. He was first a lot in the Jamel Herring fight. But this ain't Jamel Herring. So you get somebody doing something they don't want to do, he fuck around walking into some shit. You feel me? Let's talk about the betting odds real quick. Let's talk about the betting odds real quick. So right now on this fight, let's see. Xander Zayas fight on the 31st too. So right now on this fight, they got Shakur is the favorite, minus 295. Teofimo Lopez plus 225. So if you decide to roll with Teofimo Lopez, you can get you some bread. You can get you some bread if you roll with Teo, just straight money line. Not even picking how it's gonna happen. Just straight money line. You roll with Teo, get you a couple dollars. Maybe go shoo late round knockout. Last quarter of the fight, 9-12, and pair that up with Teo. Throw a little bread on that. Y'all might see a little return on investment on that. If you just want to do one little risky parlay, 2-leg parlay, keep it safe. But yeah, Teo got some good bread. You could get some good bread betting on Teofimo today. But Shakur minus 295. I think sometimes in boxing we assume shit, but we got to be objective. Sometimes we assume shit because we be fans and our biases kick in and we just assume shit. You can't assume shit. You got to be objective. Teofimo has he has a better resume. He's more battle tested. He's been in a war. We cannot say we've seen Shakur Stevenson in a war. We can't say we've seen him against better competition. We can't say we've seen him at 140 pounds. We can't say we've seen him fight an explosive athlete like Teo, who is actually going to try to win and who is currently the champion. Remember, Shakur is a challenger in this fight. So we can't say that we've seen any of these things from Stevenson. We can say we've seen all this stuff from Lopez. Objectively speaking, this fight is either going to make Shakur legitimized as the boxer that we thought he would become when he turned pro coming off of the Olympics. It's going to legitimize that. Oh, he's a top 10 dude. Who's next? Send him. It don't matter the name. He one of them. Or we going to be looking at him like we still got all them question marks. Because I got question marks. I hear what you said. I hear a lot of contradiction in Shakur. I hear a lot of shit he say out his mouth that don't be matching his actions. He talked about how much money he been making for a long time in boxing, but he didn't want to take no type of short money or what he perceived as short money to accept the Devin Haney contract at 135 pounds. And at that point in time, that fight would have been for completely undisputed champion of the world at 135. He turned that contract away. And they didn't go into any long-term negotiations. That's a documented duck on his jacket. So I still need to see what type of man he is. I'm not going to rule. I'm not going to make a verdict. I'm still watching. I got to see. Just like I said about Keyshawn Davis. If he dominates Jermaine Ortiz on the 31st, his name will be moved into conversations differently. And when Keyshawn Davis' name move into conversations differently, his phone going to ring with some different names on it. And when them names come calling, we're going to find out what type of man he is. See, it's a lot of boxers out here masquerading like old school warriors and gladiators, but they're not. They're divas. They want to jab their way to millions of dollars, get out of the sport without no harm done to him. You know what I'm saying? And money over legacy. It's a lot of boxers like that. And they just talk good as a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So we got to figure out what type of men these guys are. We know what type of man T.O. is. We've seen T.O. take a loss. We've seen him bounce back. We've seen him in controversial close fights. We've seen him in wars. We've seen him in dog fights. We've seen it. We haven't seen it from Shakur. So we're going to learn some shit on the 31st. I'll be back with my prediction video because, you know, when you start trying to put your money where your mouth is, that's when it started mattering, right? So I'll be back with my prediction video. We're going to cover this all the way up to the fight, and I'll let y'all know who I legitimately think will win the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez fight and why. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, let's move. Let me get to these couple comments real quick. Odds on that draw, probably crazy. Yeah, I can't see the odds on the draw yet. DraftKings don't have the prop bets yet. It's only got money line. Hold on. Let me see. Fight line. Yeah, it's only got money line right now. Not close enough to the fight yet. Tears down. I'm taking Lopez on this fight. He has to win, and Shakur never fights with urgency. That patience game could bite you. Patience versus activity. That shit don't be going right all the time, especially when you the challenger for them belts, and you not going to go get them motherfuckers. Patience over activity, that shit. This ain't De Los Santos. I keep saying that. This is not De Los Santos, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you just saw, support the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and jump in the comments. Talk to me so we could crack these codes. If you want to support the channel monetarily, go to my website and cop some merch, www.theclassiccodes.com. Or you can shoot me a Cash App. Either way, stick to the codes.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and that heart in the flow.